Welcome back to another episode of Tractor Roy. My name is Trent. Thank you for joining me. Now, before we get into the next set of tractors that we just picked up, I got some housekeeping to take care of. Haven't posted a video for a while. Had Thanksgiving going on. Went on vacation. You guys know how it is with Thanksgiving. I just didn't have time to, or I didn't have any good projects really because it was below zero. This shop isn't heated. That propane one, it's hard to, or that propane heater that I have for in here, it's just too loud for filming. So I still got to try and work some stuff out, and we've pretty much just been tinkering on this, and it really hasn't been that much. Got the oil gauge set up. Oh, this is Farmall M that we've been working on too. Oil pressure gauge is set up, got the new belts on, got the alternator set up. It's pretty much wired, just have to tie in the lights. I think that's about it. Oh, we had to fix PTO seal too. So that's what we got going with this. Boy, that's actually really it. I was tinkering with that seeder for a little bit. I got to do a little bit more work on there. There'll be a video coming out whenever I either start working on it again or finish it, but that's still a back burner project. This is about as far as we can go other than hooking up the lights because it's going to be, it's not going to be warm enough until probably April or May. So we'll have to save that last coat of paint for where I messed up on the sheet metal until then. So our plan is to get this thing wired up. We'll stick the sheet metal on it temporarily, go stick it out in the lean-to, the tractor barn. And then that'll free up some space in here for this new set we got. And then I got like that yellow H in my house. That should be a fairly simple project, so that'll get stuck over here at some point. This WD-45 is still in here. I've got the one wheel fixed. I got to fix the other wheel. I did finally order a new ring set for this. So I got new rings, new O-rings for the sleeves. I'm going to reuse the sleeves. I'm just going to go cheap on this thing. I'm not going to go crazy. I don't really know what I'm going to do with this, and I don't have much into it, so I'd rather not put much into it altogether, you know what I mean? So I got rings and O-rings coming for those sleeves. Still got to get the gasket set, head gasket, oil pan, valve cover gasket, and a new intake and exhaust manifold. But this should be coming up really soon. It's supposed to be here in the next couple of days, those parts. So I'll be able to get that short block together. And then hopefully the other stuff's coming soon after that. But I haven't double checked on that. Anyways, that's where we're at with projects. And now we'll go take you to this next set. So I'll put up a clip of us moving a couple of these around, probably this one now. The old WD-45 just picked up this little A just fantastically. It doesn't look like much, and it doesn't look much better with the snow off of it, but this is the other one we got. So I'm hoping between this part's one that I've got, and some of the other stuff I have laying around, that we can make one happen out of these two. And now that you're back, you can see what they look like here. This one, ooh, hopefully I'm out of the wind, okay. This one is just a regular straight A. It's got a magneto on the side of it, not a distributor. It is the wire type, not the cable type like my B. My B is a 1940, 39 and 40. That could be longer than that, but 39 and 40 for the cable type magneto grounding. You pull that cable, then it grounds out the magneto. This is a wire type that's after 1940, so probably like 41 to 48 is what this would be, because in 48 is when they switched to the Super A. The main difference between the A and the Super A is the Super A has hydraulics, so it's got a square torque tube here. It has the touch control block, It has a cast boss for the hydraulic pump right here. It is a live hydraulic system that runs this. This is basically the same setup as a C. It just has that Colt division, so it's set off to the side. You sit down a little lower. The C, you sit on top of that transmission. And it has bigger wheels and doesn't have drop axle. The A's and Super A's both have drop axles. This one is like fully complete. I think the only thing it's missing is battery. So this one is stuck, but it is complete. This is going to be the first one we take into the shop. The plan, because a head gasket set is like $35 at Napa. First thing we're going to do is just yank this head off, see if we can't get that thing freed up. I've got another set of rings that came from that auction that $10 part shelf is more than paid for itself. So this one, pull the head off. We're going to try and free that up. I got some rings if we need it. We're going to throw a new head gasket on there. I think the rest of this is okay. Oh, we need one tire for sure, but we got a couple of tires back there and a couple. I think we got tires for these. We might need to buy one more front. I don't know if we quite have enough. Now this one, it looks a little rough. My parts one that's over there that you just saw, that has a gas tank on it. And it also has our console maybe, but it's got the steering shaft coming out of it, or the steering post that the steering shaft goes into. I'll show you the seat pan over here. I got some idea of why this is the way that it is. But anyways, so I've got gas tank and I have a hood sitting in there. This one's missing a governor, which I have, distributor, which I have tons of distributors and magnetos. Missing a starter. I've got quite a few starters. It's got the steering wheel on it still. This one is freed up. The engine's freed up. The axle on this is that heavy duty square. I'll show you. So the axle on this, on the Super A, is a heavy duty square axle that either came on the industrial A's or as an option for an A. As you can tell, this thing has been broken. So somebody brazed and welded that thing back together. That parts one I have has a regular tube axle, but it's in really good shape, doesn't have any weld. So that axle is probably going to get swapped with this. And this is what the standard axle looks like. It's a tube. And this one's in pretty good shape too. This one, the regular A, has wheel weights on both sides. Oh, there's a wheel weight there that we picked up and a wheel weight there with a cast center. So this one, that one's a stamped steel center. I think this one, yeah, and this one's a cast steel center. So this is a freaking heavy unit right here. This one has a wheel weight, but I think this one's got cast on the person side, and then it's stamped over there. Anyway, that's what we got with these two. And then we have that third one over at my house that has the engine. It's kind of in pieces, but it has an engine, it has a head. Transmission's okay-ish on there. So the plan, we can for sure get, this one is all complete. Just needs to start it up, free it up, and start it up. That one I have all the pieces for. So I'm going to take all the pieces, throw on that. The only thing I need to rob from that other one, the axle and the gas tank. That means between those two that are over at my house, I should just need like an oil pan, a gas tank. That might be it. There's a couple of little things anyways, but we're going to for sure get 2 out of these 4 A's that we have, and the parts that I have, we might be able to get a third out of it. And the rest is probably scrap, because that parts A that I've had that has the gas tank on it, a bunch of the castings are cracked from water getting in there and whatever. So anyways, the cool thing that I think what happened with this A is this setup right here. And it does not look like much, but I'm pretty sure, because we don't have any pedals on this thing anymore. You know, you're supposed to have that seat pan goes right there, just like that one. And then it's got the 3 pedals on there. The clutch, left brake, right brake. They're all disconnected. I think what the deal was is they spun that thing around so you would sit on it backwards. And then, that's the front now instead of that being the front. And there's this whole setup. Let's see here. Mountain Empire Manufacturing Company, Murr, Utah. Manufacturers of high-capacity hang equipment. It's a Model 12. I don't know what the serial number is. 15. I don't know, something else. I can look at it later. But this is the original Farmall seat for it. It's got the seat springs. It even has the toolbox. It spins. Let's see. I think that was for the clutch. That was for the left brake. And that was for the right brake. Pretty nifty setup. And then this is attached to the seat pan. It's under here. Yeah, there it is. The seat pan. There's your steering wheel into a box. So now it's reversed it. So now if you want to turn to the right, it'll turn the steering wheel to the left, which if you're backwards, it would swing your back end the way you need to go. So I think that's what happened here. And the other thing we're not planning on getting, this is a loader frame and a loader bucket for this cute little 2-cylinder, 15 horsepower Mitsubishi diesel tractor. Weren't planning on getting this. We got it now. The starter was right here. It was pulled off, and it looks like he welded a crack up. There's no radiator cap on it. There's no antifreeze or coolant in there. So I don't know what was going on with this. But we have it. So like I said, we weren't planning on getting this. Story here. So the auctioneer for that auction earlier this summer that we picked up 7 tractors from, the family of these guys got a hold of that auctioneer, and we're trying to get him to have an auction with all their parents' stuff. Wasn't enough good stuff up there to have a good solid auction without bringing a bunch more in. So the auctioneer was like, well, I know a couple of people, I can at least put you in touch with them with what I think they would like. And he was given our number for these tractors because they had, 4 of them there, as you can tell. Had 4 of them there, and the guy's like, just come by, see what you think, make an offer. I'll let the kids know, see if they're interested or whatnot. We go and look at it, saw those 3 Farmalls sitting there, saw this sitting there. We were like, don't really want to deal with this. It's hard to get parts for these, and it's just so small. The loader is pretty sweet, but it was so small, we're like, we don't really want to mess with it. We got plenty of other projects. So we offered them for those 3, which reminds me, throw a comment down below of what you think we paid for all 4 of these. This diesel tractor with the loader and bucket, and the 1 complete A, the 1 half complete A, and the parts A. And that's all we got from this guy. But throw a guess in the comments down below. We'll see who's closest. Anyways, getting back to this. We go to pick it up like a week later. You had to go tell the kids, they had to get a bill of sale because their parents' stuff's in a trust, so there has to be records of all this stuff getting sold, so it goes into the trust, gets split between the kids, normal stuff really. But it wasn't too big of a deal for us. We show up, and the guy's like, okay, just write down in the description what this is, because he didn't know much about it. I was like, okay, 3 Farmall A's. Handed it to him. He's like, I got to go get the info off of that Mitsubishi. And we're like, oh, okay. So there was some confusion between what we told this guy and what he told the kids. And our offer was just for those 3, but they just really wanted to clean stuff up. So they threw in this thing for our offer. And we're like, okay, I guess we're going to take this thing too. And it's better than all this stuff going for scrap, because anything else that's over there that you kind of saw from that video is pretty much just scrap anyways. There's stuff that people would need, but you got to know what it is. Like with this Farmall, we saw those some of those wheel weights that are sitting under that A with the good tires. They were just sitting out in the scrap pile. I just looked down and was like, oh, hey, these go to that. One of the front tires to that one of those A's was just sitting in there, and I was like, oh, this goes to these things too. So we were poking around, finding all the parts for this. It didn't have a seat on it. Found the seat and that stuff. Anyways, I'm dragging on here. So we got this thing. Engine turns. Don't know what's wrong with it. It could be totally fine, and that loader maybe just cracked it because there's too much weight on there. I'm not really sure. But once we get that end pulled out of there, I'm going to be working on the WD next to it. I need some help. What's going to happen, or what needs to happen first? Do we pull this Mitsubishi in there, try and get it running? Do we take that complete A in there, try and get it freed up, put a new head gasket on there? Do we take that parts one, or maybe just both the A's at the same time and try and make both of those happen? Do I take that Farmall H, that yellow one that I've got? Do I take it over here so I can free it up, try and get it running? Still got the MD, but I'm probably not going to mess with that. So need your help. For one, throw a guess down in the comments how much you think we paid for all 4 of these. Like I said, and I need to know which project to work on next, whether it's one of these 3, or some of the other stuff that I got. So sorry for being long-winded. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited that we got these things. Now we just need a cub. We've got A's, Super A's, a B, C, a couple of H's, an M, and an MD. So if we get a cub, we got the majority of the Farmall letter series. We don't have any of the McCormick Deering stuff yet. It's not as common over here. But anyways, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one. Make sure you hit subscribe down below so that way you can keep up with this, because as you can tell, we got a lot of projects and it seems like we just keep acquiring them.